Famous author Linda Solgato says plants give us oxygen for the lungs and for the soul. Good morning, dear children. Welcome back to the science class. We are again here spending some quality time with nature's greatest blessings, plants, and trying to know more about them.
We already know that plants are also living things, just like us. We see different types of plants in our surroundings, but all kinds of plants, whether big or small, strong or delicate, share a similar structure and have same kinds of parts. Just like we humans have different body parts for doing different tasks, plants also have different parts to perform various functions. All plants have two basic parts. One, which is mostly found below the ground, known as root, and the other, which is usually above the ground, called shoot. In our last class, we studied about the root, the part which is the first one to grow from a seed.
After talking about the part of the plant which is usually found below the ground, that is root, let's talk about the part of the plant which is above the ground. Yes, children, I'm talking about the shoot of the plant. The shoot includes stem, branches, leaves, flowers, and even fruits in some plants. You must have observed that different kinds of plants have different kinds of stems. Trees have thick, strong and woody stems. Shrubs have thin stems. Climbers and creepers have such delicate stems that they cannot stand on their own. Stems may be thick and strong or thin and weak, but irrespective of their shapes and sizes, they provide support to the plant. If roots work as the foundation of a building, then stems play the role of its walls. They form the structural framework of the plant. Branches, leaves, flowers and fruits do not fall down because they are attached to the stem. Some stems are modified to store food for their plants. Children, I'm sure you love eating these vegetables. Arum, onion, potato and ginger. If these are your favorites, then you must know that these are actually the stems of their plants. These are stems of their plants that grow below the ground. They are called underground stems. Children, I have already discussed with you that roots absorb water and nutrients from the soil, which are used by the leaves to make food for the plant. But have you ever wondered how water and minerals absorbed by the roots reach leaves and how food prepared by leaves reaches all the parts of the plant? Well, this work is done by the stem of the plant. The roots absorb water and nutrients from the soil, which are conducted to the leaves by the stem. Leaves prepare food for the plant using water, air and sunlight and send it to all the parts of the plant with the help of the stem. It acts like the transport system of the plant to transport the food and the water from one part of the plant to another. It has a network of thin tubes that helps in transportation. Let's do an experiment to prove this. Children, I have a bunch of white flowers here which I'm going to dip into colored water. Let's see what happens to the flowers tomorrow. Students, we had kept a bunch of white flowers in a vase of colored water yesterday. Would you like to see what happened to the flowers after being kept in the vase of colored water for 24 hours? Let's see. Wow! See, the flowers have colored patches on them. Very nice. Let me take out that stem now. Has it also changed color? Wow! Even the stem has changed color. Do you know, children, why this change has taken place? It happened because the color from the vase has risen up through the stem. This is why there is change in the color of flowers and the stem. The stems have a network of fine tubes due to which water from the vase was carried to the flowers. This is the way the stem conducts water and minerals to the other parts of the plant as well. So now we know that stem not only gives support to the plant but also works as its transport system. Before we wind up today's class, it's time for a quick recap. We learned today that a plant is divided into two parts, root and shoot. Shoot is classified into stem, branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. The stalk of a plant is known as the stem. It grows upwards from the roots and helps the plant stand upright. Some plants such as mango, peepal and banyan trees have hard, thick and strong stems called trunks. Banana plants have thick but weak stems. Climbing plants such as the pea and money plant have weak stems. Therefore, they need support to grow. Stems like onion, arum, potato and ginger grow below the ground. They are called underground stems. Stems may differ in shapes and sizes, but irrespective of their structure, they play a vital role in the functioning of the plant. Let's talk about their functions now.
The stem holds the plant to stand upright. All the branches, leaves, flowers and fruits are attached to the stem. It works as the transport system of the plant. It carries minerals and water from roots to the leaves. It also carries food prepared by the leaves to different parts of the plant. Some stems are modified to store food. For example, potatoes, onions, sugarcanes and gingers. Stem is an integral part of a plant. Have you ever wondered what would happen to a plant if its stem is damaged or cut off? Then its branches and other parts will have no support. The plant will not be able to stand straight. And the transportation of water and minerals from the roots and food from the leaves will not take place. And in such a condition, can a plant survive? Well, it cannot survive. We have learned today that stems may be thick and strong or thin and weak and even underground in some plants. But their functions are very important as they give support to the plant and transport food and water to all parts of it. In some plants, stems store food also. I hope you enjoyed learning about the transport system of the plant stem today. We will meet again soon to learn about the rest of the parts of the plant. Till then, keep loving yourselves and the plants in your surroundings. Bye-bye.